Selling a recurring fee product for your business is one of the best ways to stabilize revenue and grow more efficiently. In this video, I'm going to run you through the best ways to sell a recurring fee product. Now, this is particularly relevant for those who are service providers, online creators, digital entrepreneurs who sell services, who are looking at building that recurring fee into things through things like, premium newsletters, paid communities, this kind of thing. So if that sounds like you, this is exactly what you're going to need to add more predictable revenue to your business. So what we'll be covering is, what do I mean by recurring fee businesses? We'll look at a couple of examples, the pros and cons of recurring fee, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are negatives to this as well. The method to selling recurring fee products and offers. We'll get into the actual system that I use to help people scale their paid communities and paid recurring fee offers, where you're collecting monthly recurring revenue to keep people coming back and back and back. What to do after you've got people in, and how to increase the revenue with this recurring fee service so that you can get greater revenue and profit as time goes by, rather than just bottoming out and just maintaining at a plateau. What do I mean by this? You know what recurring fees are. I don't need to spend too much time on this. The most common thing that we all know now are software, recurring fee software services. If you're looking at business stuff, let's just take SEO for an example. You're going to look at Ahrefs and SEMrush. They'll charge you $100+ and per month. I think it's like 129 is the minimum now for SEMrush, and I think even higher for Ahrefs. But they'll charge you that every month for continued access to the tool. At a different level, on a consumer basis, Netflix. You pay however many dollars per month, Netflix is now $15 a month, to get access to Netflix, and they continue to provide you with the service for that recurring fee. As long as you keep paying, you keep getting access. When you stop paying, you stop getting access. Same sort of thing. When we're not looking at sort of software, what we're looking at for many different things is like a premium access. It's almost like a membership fee. And that's good for like communities, newsletters. A lot of places now are doing these sort of agencies where it's like unlimited revision agencies, where you pay a set fee, $200, $500, $1,000 a month, whatever, and you get unlimited revisions for copy, creative, whatever that might be. But effectively, what you're doing is you're selling one product, one service to a customer on an ongoing basis. They can continue to get access to that service, that offer, as long as they keep paying. As soon as they stop paying, they stop getting access to the service. Really simple, very solid business model that we've all seen. We're all involved with in some way. Everybody's paying. If you're watching this as a business owner, you're paying for like an email service provider, recurring fee. You're paying for like search SEO tools. You're paying for anything like this. As a consumer, Netflix, Amazon Prime, anything. It's all recurring fee products. But the question is, how can you get them going in your business? And what are the pros and cons? Do you even want them in your business? So the pros and cons are really quite simple. The pros for a recurring fee business is that you have more predictable revenue. If you have customers, you have X number of customers paying you Y number of dollars, and that results in, say, let's just say $3,000 a month, that you are taking home $3,000 per month from those people. And as long as those statistics hold true, you can then promote and market to more people, and you should see a nice growth trajectory of that revenue, right? What most people don't think about is, everybody thinks about this as, it's just a revenue thing. What you'll find is, once you have people who are paying you a monthly fee, there's actually more opportunities for profit with that, because what you've identified is really serious people who are willing to pay for a solution to a problem that they face. Your job then is figuring out how to leverage the deeper relationships that this creates for more opportunities for profit. That's selling extra services, extra products to these people. They're serious. It's a bit of a balancing act, and it's not so easy to do, because if they're paying you a monthly fee, when you turn around and you say, hey, here's some extra stuff, just pay me some more money, some of them might be like, whoa, is this not included in my fee for my premium newsletter membership or whatever? If you can navigate that, which when you know the systems in place and you have all of this working, it's actually quite easy to take those deeper relationships from these paying customers and leverage them, more opportunities for profit. The negatives are, obviously, if you get this wrong, you're going to piss a lot of people off. They're going to be like, I'm already paying you this much, I don't want to pay for that as well. And really what that all comes down to is, it becomes a game of retention and battling churn. If you can add 10 people to your paying membership every month, how many people are going to leave every month? I don't care who you are, what the service is, even the biggest services in the world that have the most mass market appeal, lose customers every month. So that's what then this becomes. It becomes a game of both acquisition and battling churn. When you're doing a one-time sale, you're just trying to look at how many more customers you can bring in. When you're doing a recurring fee, you're looking at how many more customers you can bring in and how many more customers you can keep around. And that leads to a lot of anxiety around the maintenance of those numbers and the maintenance of the service and making sure that everything works smoothly, which is a lot more to manage. You're basically going to have more on your plate to manage. The good news is that these deeper relationships do give you more opportunities for profit. It's much easier to keep a customer than it is to acquire a customer. So overall, personally, I think the pros outweigh the cons. I much prefer having some kind of recurring fee service or offer within my offer stack, but understand that it's not as simple as just saying, pay me monthly. You've got to figure this out. If we're to break this down to a very simple method of visualization, let's imagine that you run a weekly promotion for your offer. You have a key offer that you sell and it's just to get people on your email list and it's $27. You're going to see no sales and then you're going to promote it and you're going to see sales. And this is your revenue graph. You'll see no sales. You'll see this, right? So you're going to have this like lumpy revenue. Happens to everybody when you're doing this kind of a model where you're just promoting products when you feel like it. Your baseline is 0. Okay. Now, if we imagine that you also have a recurring fee that puts your baseline at, let's imagine that your recurring fee is at 4K a month, right? So you get 4K a month, and then you're still going to run those promos. You have increased both the low periods because you're still collecting at $4,000. You've also increased the high periods because this is 4 plus whatever this is. You're not looking at, if this was the old one, it would be here. So even your spikes of revenue are going to be higher because you've got this higher baseline. So that's one of the key reasons that you might want to consider adding and improving your recurring revenue offer into your business. Like I said, I prefer them. I think that they're really good to really increase the revenue and just the baseline of everything that you're operating from. The problem is, how do you actually sell it? A lot of people really struggle to sell recurring fee products because they are much, much harder in terms of sales, right? It is very difficult to get somebody to say, oh, hey, you're going to run some ads or a promo and go, hey, get this $99 a month product. People aren't thinking of this as a $99 purchase. What people are thinking of this as is 99 times 3 or times 6. They're thinking of this as a multi-month engagement. And so it is a little harder to sell this than just saying, hey, here's a product for $99. That's much, much easier. And I'm sure as you're watching this, you will also think, oh yeah, you're right. If you ask me for $99, I'd be like, yeah. If you ask me for $99 a month, I'm going to have more questions. How do you actually get people from your ads promo to here? And this could be any sort of promo, whether it's you're using SEO to then traffic shape people towards the offer, whatever it might be. But how are you going to bridge this gap? What I found is one of the most effective methods, and this is with paid ads, but it works the same thing, is you don't sell this immediately, right? This is later on. If you've seen anything that we do, we build these ACCER models, ACCER, attract, capture, convert, engage, refer. And it's the way that we build growth systems that help people grow their businesses. At the convert stage, we want to try and get a higher average order value so that we have some money to play around with for acquisition. Let's just say ads. And what we do is we build very simple upsell funnels that you'll have seen many different places. If you've been in this world for any sort of period of time, you'll know these. ClickFunnels really popularize this kind of thing. But basically, we're going to introduce, the first thing is we're going to promote as a low-cost front-end product for $27. Already, the threat level here is so much lower. $99 a month or $27. You're going to pay $27 over $99 a month. The bump offer, the upsell number 1, these are there just to increase the average order value so that you have more money to invest in ads. For example, right now, my ads, a new set of ads a new ad campaign that I'm running, I have an £11, so we'll say $15 customer acquisition cost. It cost me $15 to get one new customer. If I'm selling just this $27 thing, then I'm making $12 profit. Wicked. The thing is, my average order value on a new campaign that's only just started is actually 40. So I'm making $25 profit. That's why we add all of these things in. It gives you more leeway, more profit, more revenue, so that you have more money to play around with on this acquisition side here. Thing is, a lot of people will do all of this and then they'll wait to introduce their recurring fee until the back end through emails and all of this. But then again, you then come up against a thing where it's now just not ads, but it's an email promo to this. And people are like, much easier still because you're building that relationship. What I've found works the best is to introduce the low-cost front-end product, the bump offer, the upsell one, whatever it might be, like how your funnel looks. And then there's a secondary upsell, which is, do you want to join this membership, this community, this recurring fee offer, whatever that might be for you, premium newsletter, community, and you offer it them at $99 a month. Now, a very low percentage of people will take this. What I then do is if they say no, I go, why don't you try it? Just try this and you'll get a 7-day trial for $1. And the uptake on this is actually surprisingly good. You basically then got 7 days to prove to this person that this recurring fee offer is worth their while and that it is worth this amount of money. So then you're basically just extending and if you see my videos, you'll see me talk about this before. You've got the payback period where this is money and this is time. You've spent this to acquire a customer, here's break even, and you want to reduce that. So by waiting a week to get this 99 in, you're kind of extending this slightly, but if they actually end up paying the 99 after that week, you're going to get much better profits. Essentially, this is what you want to do. Rather than looking at this as, I'm running ads or I'm running promotions, or I'm running direct outreach, whatever it is, direct to this membership. Nobody's buying the membership. It's a big risk for people to pay for a recurring fee. Like I said, they don't think of it as a one-time purchase. They think of this as a 3 or 6 month engagement, and they're thinking of this as a much riskier cost because they feel like they're locked in, even if it's cancel any time, which all good recurring fee products should be. So by doing it this way, you do two things. You lessen the risk to get them as a paying customer. Then in the traditional sort of ACCA model that we build, in the engage stage, you can continue to promote this and leverage the better relationship that you then have with that person. But also, once they've bought this, they're in a buying state of mind. And even if this is then too big of a risk for them, this might be just what they need to come in, see all of the value that you offer, and then come into that recurring fee. And I think that this works for obviously like digital offers. We're talking memberships, communities, we're talking newsletters, we're even talking software and other, even agencies with these unlimited revision agencies. You can use this to try and get people in. You give them something low cost that helps them solve a problem. This helps them solve the next problem. Will just help you out. It's a really good system to get people in to your recurring fee. I've used this with clients and I've just started implementing this on my own stuff. It works. Thing is, once you've got people in, what do you do with them? It then becomes a game of retention. You still need to keep that acquisition funnel going. The wonderful thing about doing it this way down here is that once you have this working, it's not a self-maintaining system, but then it's just continuing to drive people here. And if you average order values, you can start running ads, and that's kind of self-sustaining almost. You just need to keep an eye on things, but it doesn't take a lot of time to keep that maintained. Then you focus on retaining the people that are in there, because there's no point in adding 10 new customers every month if 10 people leave every month. That baseline is never going to increase. That baseline is going to stay the same. We don't want that. So to retain people, and that means that then each new customer that you add is extra new revenue and profit. It's really simple. Keep them engaged with whatever the format is, reach out to them, keep them engaged with it, help them get the maximum amount of value. And that's the key thing, is offer greater value than they pay. If they're paying you $100 a month, make sure they get $101 a month of value minimum back. And of course, that value can take multiple different forms, but essentially you just want to make sure that they feel like they're getting great bang for their buck. They're getting a really good return on their investment. And as long as you can keep them engaged, you can really figure this out, because as long as they're engaged, you can ask questions, you can use feedback to make continual improvements. And when you're making those continual improvements, it's really hard for people to leave, because they're like, but it doesn't have this yet, but I've asked for it and this person is really good at improving and adding these kind of things to this offer, so I'm confident that it will come through. Two things that I have often seen people do to try and improve and increase the number of people who stay within particularly communities and newsletters and things is frequent price increases. So let's say it's going to be $50 a month for the first 10 people. After that, it'll be $75. After that, it'll be $100. If you buy in at 50 and then leave, when you rejoin, you'll pay the new price. So if we're now selling it for 100, you now have to pay 100. So that stops people wanting to leave because they want to retain that cheap price that they have today. The other thing that they do is they have a leaving clause. If you leave, you're not allowed to rejoin for 1 year. And even Ben Settle, he has if you cancel, that's it forever. Do you really blacklist people from resubscribing who have cancelled? Yes. Long-term marathon. There you go. If you leave, I don't need you back because you're a time waster. So that can help keep people in. Be very careful with this as it can backfire for you. It's very on brand for Ben Settle. But then how do you actually increase that revenue as well? Obviously, retaining people, you can just do the frequent price increases. You can just say 50 for the next 20 people, then 75 for the next 20, then 100 for the next 20, and so on and so forth to increase that. But eventually you will hit a ceiling where people will stop joining. And so you want to keep it then at that level. But then how do you continue to make more money off that audience and really generate better profit for your business? So this is what most people do, is they then try and scale wide. They'll go wide with their offers. And if we use marketing as an example, they'll have built this recurring fee around SEO. SEO offers. That's what they'll have built the initial thing over, and they're like, that's tapped out now. I'm now making, let's just put a number on this. I'm now doing 50k a month on SEO. I can't scale it anymore because this is off a 100 a month investment for people. I can't do it anymore. So let's also now go over and look at email marketing. And then after they've done something similar with email marketing, they'll try and do it for paid acquisition, paid ads. Thing is, it's really hard to do this because these are not necessarily the same audience. When you take your eye off the ball here to focus on this, all of these people are going to start feeling like they're not getting great value, more value than they pay, because your focus is going to be over here. So rather than that, what you do is, rather than go wide, you go deep with your offers. We did a big analysis of Sam Ovens and how he grew consulting.com, and it was essentially going deep with the offers. You have offer A, offer A.1, offer A.2. And all that this is deeper levels of service, engagement, or help, or whatever it might be. So this might be the community 1, which helps people get started on whatever it is that you help them with. This is community 2. It's for the people who have got started but need to scale things. And this is community level 3. And this is for people who have hit a certain level and are invited to the super mastermind. And as you go down these offers, and if you've seen my ACCA model videos, we call these the waterfall offers, because when you lay it out as an ACCA model, it looks a bit like a waterfall. But essentially, that's what you're doing. You're offering the same thing, but at deeper or with more depth and with more assistance at each level, and you charge accordingly based on the user's level of success and also their level of the level of assistance that they get within. This way, you never have to stop talking about the key thing that brings people in. And what you create is this self-graduating system. People who are in this recurring offer 1 for $100 a month, once they've hit a point where this is no longer helping them scale, we have this over here, which is $200 a month. And then we have this over here, which is $500 a month. Basically, you move people down like this. So it's a self-graduating system. Once you've helped them achieve success here, they get more success here, and they get more success here. And that's it. So that is essentially, you use this kind of a model to bring people in and get them to pay a recurring fee. Once you have them in, you focus on the retention. It gives you that higher baseline so that you get these nice revenue spikes. You then make sure that they get better value. And then you start offering them deeper levels and deeper offers to increase the revenue that you are getting while also offering more help to those people who need it. It's a win-win for everybody. But if you don't have a recurring fee service, this is definitely something that you should be looking at for your business. If you need help setting this kind of thing up, go to growthmodels.co. You'll be able to sign up here. And if you actually want help in setting up this kind of a funnel, go to growthmodels.co/1DPC for $1 product challenge. And there's all the information about how to set this kind of stuff up on this page. But essentially, this is one of the better ways to set up a recurring fee, which isn't just promote and have people go, yeah, I don't know though. It's a big ask to get however much money per month. This way, you actually make money by selling all of this stuff. And then the people take this and it just relieves the pressure. It makes everything so much easier for you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If not, check out growthmodels.co, join the email list, and I will speak to you in the next one.